Production funding for Arts Upload has been provided in part by Muriel McBrien Kaufman Foundation, Hall Family Foundation, Francis Family Foundation, the Hartwig Family, Courtney S. Turner Charitable Trust, and viewers like you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Randy Mason, co-hostless this week, while Maris plays the role of new mom to baby Kieran. Congratulations to them. But Arts Upload is heading down the tracks nonetheless, with stories about a fashion designer from far, far away, plus a man who makes music on, among other things, a harp, and a woman who plays it on a giant pipe organ. All that and more ahead on your Upload. Everyone who works in the fashion industry around here knows there's more hard work than glamour in it. Probably no one's come from farther away to be a part of it than Natalia Meyer. Her family immigrated from Ukraine nearly 20 years ago. Producer-videographer John McGrath looks in on this busy, productive, designing woman.
My name is Natalia Meyer and I'm addicted to fashion.
Dora's wearing my shoes.
It has to be sexy.
Working with Natalia is always a blast.
This is a dress. We'll have a slip under that's black and it's just beautiful. Silks and lace. I wanted to play with texture. I wanted things to be different. This is a bodysuit and it's pretty well hidden. When normal people just watch TV or do their own thing, I just always do work. How can we help you? So normally the horizontal wrinkle happens when it's pretty fitted. Does it come up a little bit onto the hair when you do it? I would like to use all of this but not finish it. I would do blind stitch and 2 inches left. We have been in this location for about 3 years. Oh, my kid's here. How are you doing?
Good.
We have people from all over the world here. So my husband is American and he's from Colorado.
And they're talking in Russian, of course.
I'm from Ukraine. Я вдам тебе попозже цену, я don't know. Marina's from Georgia Republic.
Our brain just still continue to think Russian.
Mike is from Iraq.
What did you do in Iraq before you came here?
I served with American Army for a couple years. I really love America.
I worked for Brooks Brothers as a tailor and for St. John as sales. I also worked at random master tailors throughout the city. We have kind of a smaller market for everything. We have some people that will get fabulous clothes, and we get some people who are looking for evening or fur. That whatever I can sew with my sewing machine, I'll attempt to put together. It could be a furniture project, outside furniture project. As long as there is a pattern to be made, I can do it. All right, thank you so much. I'll see you. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Have a great day. Appreciate your business.
Bend your fingers on your right hand just a little bit. There it is. Very nice. Chin down to the left just a little bit. Oh, I love it so much. Like, oh, there it is. There it is. See the difference?
Having a photo shoot will help me just talk to my consumer.
3, 1, 2, 3, go.
Brad is so talented and so knowledgeable.
First I look at texture and then I look at shape.
I can just send the girl and not even go with him, and he will just know what to do and how to place her in the best light and how to read my story and how to introduce my story to the viewer.
Okay, ready? Go for it.
I just want to share with people what I do and let them feel a little bit of how I feel. It's like a visual conversation. It's like making art. You can describe art, but you can't really see it until you see it. So these things are amazing for me.
Beautiful, right there.
directly after Shelby. You're right after Zora. Can I have?
It's Natalia, so anytime you ever get to wear a dress or work for her, you just consider yourself blessed.
You're going to be showing basically a whole
Just this season. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We love her fashions, and she's always been so giving in the community.
This is my mama, and this is my papa. Hey. And this is my sister, but she doesn't like me to hug her. But I love her. Oh, hi. Hi.
When I come, with my broken language and nobody knows what to expect from me, it's kind of hard to start,
I was scary. I was afraid I wasn't gonna make it. She actually started making her own dresses when she was 14. So at the age of 14, she was like almost everything was made by her. And
Natalia just was very interested in getting her parents here, and they've wanted to several times. It just hasn't worked out with work schedules and other events being, in different places. So this just perfect storm worked out great, so they get to come see her and everything.
What do you guys think? Oh, we like it. It's really nice, amazing.
Dad, what'd you think?
I like it very much.
It was awesome as usually. Like, it's amazing.
I'm very happy to have such a daughter.
She wants to help people. She wants to do what she can. And all those things add up to somebody that I want to be with. When you look at these other people that are around and in her life, they see that constantly. They see the 16 hours a day, 17 hours a day that she works. And I think that it does inspire people. It inspires me. It lets me know that there's so much more I could be doing that I'm not.
She inspires me not only to be a better model, but just a better person in general. And I just love the relationship that I have with her and working with her. Being on set with her is always just such a great experience.
I've been here in the United States for about 13 years now. So I'm definitely, the way I'm building my life, I'm very lucky to be here, where I see my son will be able to have a future and, accomplish things and have dreams and be able to accomplish hopes and dreams and just succeed.
Like most of her peers here, Natalia's been taking care of business, getting things ready for the big reveal, also known as Kansas City Fashion Week in April. Hey, just because we're one host down this week on Arts Upload doesn't mean I can't get a little help, right? Call it coincidence, but here's producer Ashley Holcroft. Hey, Ashley.
Hey there, Randy. Question for you. What does Prohibition Hall, the Brick, and Leawood Baptist Church all have in common?
It's cold, I don't know.
They're all places that Calvin Arsenia has played just this last month.
Calvin, I actually saw him for the first time at the Kaufman Center's 5th anniversary with his harp. He was awesome.
Amazing. And thanks to our partnership with Casey Studio Magazine, I got a chance to hang out with him and learn that he not only plays the harp, but the piano, the uke, the banjo, and so much more. Take a look. The summer of 2016 saw a unique birthday celebration for a unique landmark. And in fitting fashion, the party was just as unorthodox. Arts of all kinds were put on display for huge crowds that filtered in throughout the day. From dance to opera, culinary to an array of music, ranging from familiar KC faces to someone who's been quietly shaking up the scene with a very different take. At 26, multi-instrumentalist Calvin Arsenia isn't merely looking to sound good. That would be too simple. No, he's looking to change the atmosphere by creating moments of transcendence.
I have a very high expectation for music and live music in particular to influence and transform a space and an audience in the way that they feel in that room in that time. to create these moments where people leave inspired and refreshed. And, you know, there's a little bit of pressure. I love playing with tension in music, but that pressure turns into release. You know, it's like a massage where there's you know, you're kneading the knots through dissonant chords, and then all of a sudden you go into this very serene and you know, major chords. And because of that, it's really hard for me to go into a room and have already determined what songs I want to play or how I'm going to play them, because I really want to meet an audience where they are and invite them into my space, and then we go somewhere together.
Calvin began his relationship with the harp in 2010 after sensing the possibilities via Florence and the Machine, Bjork, and Joanna Newsom.
And I've always been a little bit more ambitious than I ought to be. And so I went on a hunt around Kansas City to look for a harpist that would play with me. What I found was a whole bunch of people who were very classically trained and were beautiful people, but to play, you know, original compositions, to do the rehearsal time, to move the harp, like it was going to be quite a task to ask of anybody. So I found a harp studio that let me rent a harp, and I couldn't afford to rent the harp and to take lessons, so I just took the harp and I learned from YouTube for about a year, and it was horrible.
Fortunately,
it's really hard to make actually like bad sounds on the harp, and so I would take it, you know, everywhere.
But everywhere doesn't include international travel. In 2012, Calvin joined a mission trip to Edinburgh, Scotland, meaning man and harp would have to part. But that didn't last for long.
And I made it about 1 or 2 weeks before I was like craving a harp, and I was like, I have to play, I have to play. And so I rented another one, and I took it to every kind of jam session or open mic that I could. And I remember sometimes I would be playing at those open mics, and my hands would just tremble and tremor, and my voice, I was just so nervous. And because with the guitar and the piano, like I'd been confident on those for a long time before I was actually playing, and the expectation, you know, for me to be able to deliver what I wanted to do on an instrument, like I had that expectation of myself, and I had made that expectation for my audience. And so, yeah, I would just shake. And then, you know, 3 years later, here I am, and it's what I do for a living, and it's kind of cool.
If I said the devil made me do it, that'd be the easy way out. But it was God himself that dug me out of the ditch of doubt. The choices I made got me here.
A lot of times I'm able to be the first harpist that people have seen, and I feel it's really cool to me. It's also kind of scary because I don't play conventionally. So it's cool because I love to take the harp in places that it's never been before. But sometimes I do get booked and asked to play like banjo or guitar or something, and sometimes I get confused and I show up at a venue like with a harp and nothing else, and they're like, wait, we thought you were going to play guitar. I'm like, but I brought a harp.
Besides having several albums under his belt and a packed performance schedule, Calvin also makes time for a handful of exceptional students.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to go in to teach one of my students. His name is Reno, and he plays piano. And Reno plays by ear really, really well. Loves to improvise, but I just try to give him some more vocabulary in what he's doing, and some different kind of ways to approach melody and chords, and as well as technique. I think my job is to help people fall in love with the process of learning and learning how to be self-sufficient, and kind of unveiling these different kinds of concepts and nuances rather than trying to teach them how to memorize a piece. It's more important to me that they're able to express their own ideas and to be able to hear and communicate and understand the ideas that other people make so that they can communicate their own stories. Yeah. And I'm really excited to see where my students go in the years to come.
It's a journey that holds much promise for both student and teacher as Calvin continues to push the bounds, taking the harp where it's never gone before, and taking us along for the ride.
I love getting to do what I love for a living, and then expose people to the idea that anything is possible if you're willing to get messy with it, and you might embarrass yourself, but you just gotta pick yourself up and keep going for it. You are the only one who gets to write the story that you want to tell.
It's no secret that February 5th will be a big day for football fans. But for the last 17 years, Super Bowl Sundays have also been a great opportunity to hear the giant pipe organs out at the Community of Christ Church complex in Independence. Jan Crable didn't exactly realize she was starting a counter-programming tradition, but over the years she's embraced and embellished this chance to showcase a true local treasure.
Pipe organs, each pipe speaks one note at one volume. That's all it knows how to do. So that's why you need so many pipes to make so many different kinds of sounds. So for instance, from here to here is 61 notes. I have to have 61 pipes. That's just for the trumpet. Now I want to be a flute. I have to have 61 flutes. So when you do the math, in this organ, it ends up being 6,334 pipes. Some of the pipes are behind me, but some of them are a football field length away, back in the back of the room. And it happens in this organ that the loudest pipes in the organ are actually back there. There's this big set of trumpets. They make a significant noise, and I love it. For 18 years, I have been doing these Super Bowl Sunday concerts. They didn't start because I'm a sports fan. They started because I'm very naive, and I was 18 years ago. Didn't realize that a concert date that I had chosen was actually the Super Bowl.
Having it land on Super Bowl Sunday was wonderful. It gives folks who may not be sports-minded something else to do that day, but also those who are sports-minded, it shows a real wonderful blend of what we can be and how we can be together.
It was a very creative idea, and certainly the audiences that come for it. So it's been a success, and more power to her.
2016 was an interesting year for all of us in the world, but specifically in this country with the election. So I started thinking about a concert designed around the concept of conversing, of interacting with each other. That scene from Close Encounters, it's coincidentally called The Conversation, and it's conversing with the other, the enemy, they weren't sure in that film what they were about to encounter. "7,000 people came to the inaugural concert on this organ to hear and see this organ be played for its very first time."
Times have changed, of course, but the organ has a unique contribution to make to the music world in our city, and I'm so grateful that we have these opportunities to expose people and to bring them along and excite them about this amazing instrument.
So I'm hoping that this concert helps people to explore different views and listen to some music that might be unfamiliar to them, and maybe walk away saying this is worth pursuing, talking with people that I might consider to be other.
Here on Arts Upload, we like to believe that Kansas City is America's creative crossroads, so it really was no surprise when just as soon as the streetcar was up and running, art started popping up all around it. Last summer, there were temporary Art on the Route installations at various stops, even performances by great musicians like Bo Bledsoe. Another of the things we like to do on Arts Upload is share stories from other PBS stations around the country, like this next one, which reminded us of artists we often met doing rare visions and roadside revelations. Meet Dan Bentley, a flea market devotee in Rochester, New York.
That's cool, but it's probably reproduction. Yeah, made in China.
Thank you very much.
What are you thinking on these?
I would like you to tell me.
I'd give you $1 for it.
You know what? I'll take $1 for it.
My name's Dan Bentley. I'm from Rochester, New York, and I'm an artist that recycles vintage products into sculptures so that we can continue to enjoy them. Old aluminum kitchenware stuff is cool. Schrader's Truly Delicious Hots and Steamers containing round steak. Made in Minnesota. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, these are arms, or bent up, they're good feet. And it's $1. Robot legs. Pretty cool. I spent 35 years in product design and really gained an appreciation of iconic design work. And I see a lot of it going by the wayside because it's been replaced by more modern products. And I just think that design is great enough that we need to continue to enjoy it. I kind of realized what I was doing after a year or so of building sculptures, and that everything is turning out to be robots because I'm kind of a robot nut. Blending this obsession with robots with product design, what I found myself doing was showcasing these products. I really enjoy collecting the products, finding the products at the flea market, finding things that represent certain style periods. I wind up with this collection of pieces, and sometimes it's 2 or 3 sets of things I might use for feet, but I just start puzzling pieces together. Lots of masking tape, balancing things up and seeing how they fit, are the proportions right? And once I do decide that these are the pieces, then I start figuring out how am I going to put them together. So I do a mock-up, and when I'm happy with that, then I disassemble everything, and then I start restoring all the pieces. You know, get everything looking absolutely brand new. I decided that I was not going to build a sculpture that didn't centerpiece at least one iconic design element. You know, once people look past the robot, which is what their first reaction, then they start to realize, oh, that's a percolator, and my mom had one of those, and isn't that cool? You know, or it just brings back a lot of memories for people, and then they realize that because it's great design, you know, it's such well-designed products that just, you know, timestamp certain periods that it really resonates with people. I'll see a product and know that that's going to be a torso, or that's a head, or those are legs, and you know, and I know that has to be pretty much unchanged in the sculpture. I can't let it off the bench. It's not done for me until it makes me smile. That I see that it has a personality, it has a character. Sometimes it's whimsical, sometimes it's more serious. Yeah, it has to have a personality.
Well, you know, we've actually managed to cover a pretty good chunk of the 2.3-mile route with everything from robots to runways and some pretty good music sprinkled in as well. So I officially pronounce this episode of Arts Upload complete. Next week, would you believe chicken footstools from the City Girl farm? Till then, I'm Randy Mason. Thanks for watching.
You can't help who you fall in love with. You can't help.
Production funding for Arts Upload has been provided in part by Muriel McBrien Kaufman Foundation, Hall Family Foundation, Francis Family Foundation, the Hartwig Family, Courtney S. Turner Charitable Trust, and viewers like you. Thank you.